everyone, welcome back to the allotment. It is the 1st of August today and I'm going to just give you a tour around and show you how everything's grown because it's all just done so well. We've had a lot of rain and we've had a bit of hot weather as well, so that's really sort of spurred on the growth. I've also planted a few berry bushes, I've moved my strawberries and I've got some tayberries. So I'm going to plant these up today and I'll bring you along to show you what I'm doing. So starting down the bottom today, the cherry trees have done amazing. They're coming on ever so well. The lemon balm is doing really well. It's starting to now flower. I haven't harvested it this year, so that's something I'll be looking at to do next year. I've got a lot of growth coming through the fence, which I'm going to have to deal with next year and work out how to stop that. This bit is a little bit overgrown, but my black currant, which was called that, just did really well. It produced absolutely loads and I have the 2 of those, so I was really pleased with those. Now my raspberries, they produced a few as well. My blueberries are still waiting to ripen up. I've still got some more chamomile down there from my succession sowing to harvest, so I'll have those for fresh chamomile tea. I took the seed heads off my chives and I don't think I'm going to be harvesting those this year again because I wanted to sort of get together to grow a load of basil to make a pesto with my chives, onion tops and bits and bobs that I have about, but that's really, I've still got to establish that. The trees here at the front are the apple trees and they're looking in good condition. And the rhubarbs, I've not really harvested those this year. I think I pulled about 2 off and that was it. So there's the bottom half looking like the little orchard. Now I've also started putting some posts in because I'm going to put a whole load of raspberry canes in there. I've started off at the bottom here with a tayberry. This is a tayberry Buckingham, which is thornless. That's the reason why I got this one, because it is a thornless. If you can see that. Tayberry. So it's a thornless variety. As you can see on there, all thornless. And that's what I'm trying to do with all my berry bushes. I'm trying to get them all thornless and I will plant those all along here. The next ones I've got, as you can see, I'm sort of putting a slab and then some berries, a slab berries, and that's sort of on the bottom half here, the bit I didn't really know what to do with. That's what I've decided. These ones here are again thornless and these are called Little Black Prince. These are blackberries. There we go. And these again are thornless, as you can see, totally thornless. And these are actually quite small. They're supposed to be a small bush, but I think they can get to like 3 foot. So I've got smaller posts in here for those. It's sort of like more of a patio variety, but I just want a compact bush and I'm going to try and plant those again all the way along when I've cleared this area up. My seedlings, some of them got eaten by slugs, so I've just popped them in here. My turnips, my swedes, my kale all got eaten, so that's the second sowing I sprinkled on. And my early purple sprouting also got eaten, so I just planted another load and they've come straight up again, so that's good. I've just put them inside here at the moment to try and stop slugs. They're not very pleased about going over the black anyway, so they seem okay. Now I've also bought another tayberry. Now this actually is the wrong tayberry because as you can see it has thorns all over it and I'm trying to do thornless because I've also bought a load of raspberries, earlies, mids and lates, and I've bought those all as thornless as well. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this tayberry because it's got thorns on, and that's just going to scupper all my plans of having a thornless berry garden. Now the next one I've done is the strawberries. I've decided to take them from my bed at the top there, which had asparagus and strawberries in, I just decided it wasn't a great area for the strawberries because the shade from this tree and the shed just didn't really work. Even though I had a brilliant harvest of strawberries, I decided to move them down here to a really big sunny spot and do a whole line of them. Again, I'm going to put stakes in all the way along and then put an edge on them. And that's why they look slightly risen at the moment, but I will get around to that bit by bit. Now this bed here, I've got some tomato plants which are just starting to flower up now. I have a pepper and it's starting to get little mini peppers on. If you can see the mini little peppers. These ones here at the front here did get eaten, but they seem to now be coming back up into their own. I found like a giant slug in here which I have removed. I'm getting a little flower over there. So it's starting to come back again into life. So hopefully we'll have some peppers. Now over here, I'm hoping these will just crawl out and onto here a little bit. But these are melons. I don't think I'm seeing any fruit right yet, but we do have little flowers. Same over there. And then we have cucamelons here and here. And then these ones at the back going up the trellis are the cucumbers. And I've had quite a lot of cucumbers already. You see cucumbers in there. There's just loads all over the place. I mean, it's doing absolutely fantastic with little cucumbers. Also on the other side here, I can't really get through it, it's a bit small. And on the other side I have butternut squash. So here's all the butternut squash climbing up there very nicely. And then in here I have a few different varieties. I've got one marrow, which is looking lovely. I've got a courgette, which I've already harvested from. And then I actually don't know what that is because it was a gifted plant. This also is a gifted plant. And these two here are mini pumpkins. They're like the pumpkins you can just bake sort of whole. So the two really big ones were gifted. So that'll just be something nice to wonder what it's going to be. You can see that little one on there, look. There and over there. So we're on the 1st of August today. And these have actually grown all really, really well. So I'm really pleased with the cucumbers, squashes and marrows, etc. So as we go up the site, the next bed, the front here is parsley. Because again, that'd be great for my pesto, which I'm wanting to make my own pesto. I then have, what's it called? Celery. This one is celery. I can see a weed in there. Can you spot the weed? There it is. So I'll get rid of that little weed. So there's a whole load of celery there. And then over here, these smaller ones, oh look, I've got more weeds. Can you see them just hiding in there? You can't, it takes a little while to see them. That one, oh, that one. I'll have to keep my eye out for those, won't I? It's funny how they're all coming in there. Oh, I'm also getting loads of this, driving me mad, this stuff. Horsehair or horsetail or something. Horsetail, I think it's called. Loads of it. You have to really try and pull that little root out. Oh look, here's more. All over the place. So well, there you go. That's the celeriac this side. And that's all doing really well. You can see this from the other side. Doing really nice. Flowers are looking gorgeous in there. I mean, the leaves are absolutely massive. If you see my hand, how big the leaves are. They're huge. Really, really big things. Giants. And then in here, this is my covered brassicas. These at the front here are Calabres. Then I've got my pointed cabbage. It was coming on really well. I did feel that they're still a bit soft, so they still need time to bulk up. Then I've got my kaleettes, my red kale. It's a bit hard to see through this cage. And then I've got my Cavallo Nero Tuscan kale, which is beautiful. So I have already harvested a bit of that, but this bed they're all quite low compared to the top. And then in this bed here, it's just so full. I'm thinking I might have to cut the tops off because it's just brimming out. I've already tried to higher it with the bricks at the bottom there to make it a bit higher, because they're just growing like wild compared to that bed. Then there's that bed. They're absolutely like bionic. So these are all the kaleettes that are literally just bursting their way through, and I have been harvesting these and eating these a lot. Then I've got my scarlet kales here, and then we've got the purple sprouting and stuff, but I've actually already eaten it off. I've eaten a lot of these already. There we go. I'm just going to keep them growing and use the leaves for my crispy kale because I love it. In this bed here we have the little rosemary there, which I've also harvested. Now my onions are looking a bit sorry for themselves. I think next year I need to do a better job on the onions. I don't know what that is there, but it's some sort of fungusy thing. Anyway, fungus is quite good for your soil. So here we have the onions, and just to sort of show you the size, you know, they're not massive, but I have topped them all, and I've frozen a big bag of onion tops, which I love cooking in with my kale and runner beans. It's so nice. They're actually really soft. Love that. Now my beetroot really hasn't done well. I have had problems with ants. Been driving me mad. They're all over the place. And as you can see, they're not looking great, are they? I mean, some have got some leaves on, 1, 2, 3. The rest are just bad. If I come down to it to actual height, you'll see they're just not good. And these ones, the golden ones, haven't really come to anything either. So obviously I've just got the wrong type of soil in there, the ants or something else. It wasn't a great bed for growing in this one. So I'll readjust the soil for this, because my onions, which I've popped in the other bed down here, which were literally, I put all the best onions in here and I had a few strays left in the tray, and I thought, oh, I don't like to throw them out, the little seedlings in the trays that are looking all weak, so I thought I'll just pop them in down here between these. And they've actually grown really big, really thick, and they're just looking fantastically thick and big and nice, compared to the good ones I picked out. So anyway, that's that. And we have an angelica here, which I'd like to be making sweets with. But again, with my problem of, if I take this away, you'll see I've got a terrible ant problem. There's ants everywhere. I've heard orange oil is good, so next year I'm going to drip orange oil everywhere. Right, a bit more of my chamomile there. My rosemaries are doing well. I had a little basil on the end, it died. It didn't like it in here. I have a very special ginger rosemary, and it actually smells of ginger and tastes of ginger, and that was gifted to me by another allotment here. It was very nice of her. I have some of the leftover celeriac and celery in here that didn't fit in the other bed. Now this is starting to do a lot better since I took the chamomile out of this bed, because it's just giving it a bit more room. The feverfew is starting to come back up, and they're new leaves, so we'll be able to harvest those. I cut these back because they've gone very straggly. This is my thyme, my lemon thyme and my normal thyme, but they're doing all right. I cut this right back because it's sort of getting little flea bitten or beetle bitten, whatever. So that's that. Now this is was the strawberry bed, which is now the asparagus bed. I'm going to plant a lot more asparagus and get this whole bed just set aside for asparagus. So looking down the site, that's how it's looking now. I planted some lovely flower seeds and some echinacea, which are looking just stunning, so beautiful. And then we have a bit more here. And these are little, gosh, look at the ants. I've even got ants on my flowers. Off, little anties, get off. And these are these, if you can hear, very dry sort of flowers that you can put in dried flower arrangements. Keep their colour and last for ages. I love them. I bought the pink mix. A couple more down here. Again, what on earth are they getting off my flowers? What are they even wanting from them? Get off. And there's some more there. These are some more flowers here. I can't remember what these ones are. They did get all eaten down to little stubs by these slugs. Gosh, look more. Just invaded by ants. But the slugs ate this to pieces, but I moved it and now it has regrown. Now my tomatoes. These were tomatoes. I stopped on the side of the road because someone had tomatoes for free and I picked a few up, and these are them. And if you can see, I don't know why that's got a little mark on, but they're all looking really nice. I have trimmed all of the lower leaves off, and we seem to be blight free. This seems to be a different variety, but oh my god, look, they look so gorgeous. Look at them, so nice. And these ones seem to be little pointier ones. So the varieties I picked up from the side of the road for free all seem to be different varieties, which is really nice, and they've grown really well. Then onto my beans, which have grown all the way along to there. Now I've harvested a lot of these, and again, just slice them up and put them in the freezer. And I've also had them every day for lunch. Now the ones these ones here, you know, there's a line in front of the ones behind. I just direct sowed some, because all the direct sows I did earlier were eaten really badly, as you can tell by this one. Eaten really badly by slugs. But anyway, a bit later I pushed some more in, and they're actually coming up now, so I may get a little harvest from those second sown one there. We'll just have to see how it goes, because none of the ones from here came up. And these ones here are doing really well. I did a couple of second sowings here, but I think only one's come up there. And they're going all the way up and along. Now I have had all really good harvest from these, and there are beans still going there, look. And I've actually picked them all when they've been quite young, because otherwise they can get a bit stringy. I haven't pulled the sides off. These aren't, oh god, another one, there he is. They aren't stringless, and they've been absolutely fine. So just pick them when they're young. Just come every day and pick them. I had like a whole glut in a couple of days. And then now, see, like this one here needs picking. I don't let them get any bigger than that. There's just no point, because they harvest really, really well. So there we go. That's how everything is going. I have another load of feverfew in here, which I can harvest. And then my shed, by the way, is looking a bit of a mess. But I bought this. I haven't used it yet, but I'm sure I'll use it for something. I got given some big pots and some chicken wire. This was what was supposed to be part of the main frame for the cucumbers and that to go up, but I just couldn't build it all. And then my little chairs and bits and bobs there to sit on. So out the front here, I'll show you the front, we have some sweet peas. Here's my sweet peas. Now I haven't picked all the pods off, I've kind of just let them be very natural. I'm sure if I had, I would have had more flowering plants, but there we go. and that's along the front. Got an echinacea there. I'll try and do better with this front flowering section, but it's all looking really good, and I'm very pleased with the whole site. I absolutely love my allotment. Well, it's just starting to rain here and get a little bit windy, so I'm going to shoot off home and eat my beans. Got a few beans and my other bits and bobs that I've picked today. And I've also been harvesting quite a lot of cucumbers, and I do like cucumber water, and I also like cucumber in my gin and tonic. So what I've done is I've just peeled that, and I just cut it so size and pop that into quarters. And then we can just pop those into the ice cube tray. I will obviously put water around those as well. And then they're easy preserved and pop straight out into my drinks. So I'll be doing quite a few of those with my cucumbers, as my harvest has been really good this year. I'm really pleased. I've also now filled this with water, and that can go in the freezer ready for my gin and tonics and my cucumber water. So really nice cucumber ice cubes. Just about got those in the freezer, and they'd also be really good in Pims. I think I might try that later. Here's another tray I've just done. Now, you don't need an endless supply of ice cube trays. Once these are frozen, I'm just going to pop them out into a Ziploc bag and put them back in the freezer so I can reuse the trays. So I've managed to freeze loads of strawberries with a bit of rhubarb, that one, and then there's just rhubarb, green beans, stewed strawberries. I've actually got quite a bit, and in here I've got strawberries that I've stewed, and with other little berries, a few raspberries, bits and bobs. And they are absolutely great. You just pop one out, put it in a bowl, and you've got a really nice bit of stewed fruit. It's just lovely, especially in this hot weather. It's really nice. You could put some ice cream with it, some cream. You could also just pop it out onto a dish and let it defrost. I let mine defrost for about half an hour, and it's just gorgeous. So here's the frozen cucumber cubes. I hope you have a go at making them yourself at home. And if you'd like any more recipes and just to see what I'm doing on the allotment, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.